Okay, Year 7, so today our task is to create some African inspired mask design. So the first thing you're going to need to do is get your ruler and measure in from the edge of your sketchbook 2 centimetres and start creating some markings. Okay, and then you're going to join those up so you've got a nice tidy border all the way round your sketchbook. Okay, so do that nice and quickly for me and keep it nice and neat. Remember, you need to keep it light. I'm doing mine a little bit darker so you can see on the video. Okay. Next thing you need to do is write today's date, nice and neat at the top, and your title, African Inspired Mask Designs. If you're working on paper, it is really important that you put your full name there as well, okay? You might be working on paper if your book's been misplaced or if you're a new student to the class. Okay, so we've just had just spoken about some of the key characteristics of Kimmy Cantrell and Lois Jones's work, and what we're aiming for here is a combination of everything we've just looked at so far. So we've just had a little look at these. Okay, we said some of the key characteristics of the work that is on this sheet are the asymmetrical designs of Kimmy Cantrell, the large facial features. You can see the lips are quite large, and he spoke about that on the video that we watched. Okay, and then we've got the work of Lois Jones here. Now, she was a textiles-based artist, remember, so a lot of her work is pattern-based. Okay, so you can see she's looked at the traditional African patterns and she's put some extra colour work into there as well. Okay, so those bright blues and pinks. Okay, and then you've got your traditional African masks. You can see some of them are inspired by animals. You've got a lot of detail with the beading and more kind of natural straw and things like that going on, and the seashells on this one. Okay, so using all these designs, okay, as an influence for your own, I want you to draw out 3 different designs. Okay, so I'm just going to start by drawing an egg shape. Okay, so very lightly, okay, with your pencil. You need to make sure you've got room for 3 designs on here, so just keep them relatively small. Okay, so an egg shape, nice and light, okay, until you know it's right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look at some of the designs here. Okay, so we said we want to make it asymmetrical, so we're going to think about placing the eyes in different positions. So I'm going to start off here, putting one eye higher than the other. Okay, and we're going to give it some eyebrows. Okay, and I'm going to put another eye down here. I'm going to use some geometric shapes as well. And just keep drawing in very lightly. Okay, you can change things as you go along if you need to. Okay, and they'll evolve as you work. Okay, so don't worry too much if it's not the first drawing that you do is not perfect and you're not happy with it. We've got 2 other goes to try. Okay, and then we talked about some of Kimmy's work having shapes that protrude outwards. Okay, and extend outwards beyond the face and the mask itself. So you can add those bits on. And what I might do is give it a little bit of a chin shape over here as well. Extend the chin and add some of those geometric shapes and patterns in. Okay, that's my first design. That's the second one. Again, you might want to go a little bit more geometric this time. So looking at this kind of scenario here, you've got a bit of a cutout, so I'm going to draw it nice and light. Okay, doing that little cutout there. Okay, and then putting those eyes in. Nice big eyes, we can see. eyebrows, a distinctive nose, and another eye further up. Okay, creating that asymmetrical look. We'll have that sticking up outside of the plate, and then the lips in there. Okay, so all the time I'm thinking about, am I using plenty of pattern? Okay, what kind of pattern has Lois Jones got here? She's got quite geometric shapes there, lots of triangles going on, so I might include some triangular shapes on this one. Okay, and remember, you need to draw it light until you know it's right. Okay, so keep going, keep adding detail. Remember, on the traditional African masks, the more time and effort the artist or craftsperson put into making the mask, the closer the wearer was to the spirits on those special ceremonies where they wore the masks. Okay, so last one, again, just have a little look at the shapes on your sheet and decide, right, I'm just going to do a very elongated mask this time. Okay, nice light lines. Again, looking at those eyes, this time I'm going to do a thicker outline of those eyes. It's just that full process of trying to include all of those elements that we've been looking at so far in our work. So those geometric shapes, geometric patterns, Kimmy Cantrell's big lips that he uses in most of his work, okay, and some of the elements kind of extending out of the base plate. Okay, lots of pattern in there, again, and geometric shapes, and then looking at Lois Jones, those triangular shapes. Okay, all those little elements that we need to include. You might decide that you want to look at that traditional African mask and these lines coming across. I'll put those in there. Okay, and this will look a lot more effective when we apply some colour work. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. I'll give you about 20 minutes to do that, and then we'll start applying some colour work.